Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Conjured Lion and welcome back to a brand new Silent Hill video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. So now that the fog had settled and left, I do want to talk about Silent Hill F. Now before I begin, I do want to say that I am a fan of the OG Silent Hill titles. Silent Hill 3 being my favorite from the bunch, and Silent Hill is probably my second favorite horror franchise of all time. I also enjoyed Silent Hill 4, so I'm not a new player when it comes to these games whatsoever. I feel like I should mention that first because being a Resident Evil focused channel, not a lot of people do know this about me. So Silent Hill F, after spending countless of hours playing this game over and over again, I feel like it's time to talk about it from my personal experience. First things first, I'm not a professional reviewer by any means, so this Silent Hill review, quote unquote, will be pretty casual. I'm going to talk about this game as if I was a friend recommending this title to you. So let me talk about the combat, and right off the rip, I will say the combat is probably the worst thing about this game. I know a lot of people has complained about this over and over again, but believe it, it's probably the worst thing about this game, which is funny because I feel like the game has the better combat in the series, and I will explain why. Hinako's movement itself is relatively decent. Her dodging feels good, responsive, and no issues there, although I can live without the slow-mo, and we'll get into that relatively soon. The attacks itself are fine to an extent. My main problem is everything revolving around the combat itself. Let me give you an example. Combating an enemy feels just relatively slow. It feels extremely just sluggish, to the point where when two enemies show up on screen, I feel like it's way too much. You sigh because you know how long these fights are. On top of the slow-mo mechanics, like I said earlier, making the encounters feel like a chore. And let me tell you, the arenas in this game, my god, this game has arena segments. If you don't know what that is specifically, that's when you have to clear every enemy in the room before proceeding to the next room, and it's mandatory. Now, I don't have issues with arena segments themselves because I love games like Devil May Cry, which do have arenas. That game has an abundance of arenas. It's okay in Devil May Cry because the gameplay is fast-paced, and these can last depending on how good the player is. It just doesn't belong in this game because no matter how good you are, these fights will be dragged out regardless of what you do. No matter how many focuses you do, no matter the weapons you have, these fights will drag out. And I feel like you should be able to avoid these fights because your weapons do have a durability on top of that, making the experience a lot worse because you can't carry more than 3 items apparently. And especially on the last segment of the game, let me tell you, I couldn't believe how bad it actually felt overall. And it's probably like the worst experience of the game overall. This game just had way too much combat to the point that it actually does a disservice to the other aspects in the game that it does absolutely right. The Omagori was a good addition, I will say that, but again, it's infused with this combat. And we'll get into the atmosphere relatively soon because I do want to talk about how I feel about the atmosphere combined with the combat itself. Now, do I hate this game? No, I actually really like this game a lot. I just hate the combat. That's pretty much it. And what it does to the experience because of how excessive it is. Like I said earlier, this game ruins a lot of the aspects that makes this game great, but because of the combat, it brings those other things down. Now let's talk about the atmosphere of the game. The atmosphere is absolutely incredible. It's damn near one of the best looking games I personally ever played. I found myself taking some screenshots of the game because this game is just visually stunning. It looks amazing. I cannot take that away from this game. If there's a reason to play this game, the visuals alone make up for that. The many times I just stood there like an idiot appreciating the visuals. I mean, the colors, it's haunting. Man, this game looks great and it's very immersive when it comes to the world. The only thing is, the immersion completely breaks because of the constant combat over and over and over again. And this is what I meant earlier by the combat doing a disservice to other aspects of the game. I feel like the atmosphere is probably one of the strongest parts of this game, but the combat just ruins it over time because of how consistent it is, how constant it is. And if you're gonna have this much combat, at least make the fights a lot shorter so I can enjoy the other aspects that the game does great. Now, the story was decent. I enjoyed it. I won't spoil it, but you do have to play the game multiple times to get the full context of the story, which again, I didn't like because you have to go through the combat. The puzzles were okay. I did like a few of them. A few of them I didn't really understand until I started doing some random stuff. Oh my god, and let me tell you, except for that labyrinth one, one. That labyrinth area, which I completely dislike, that area was just completely tedious. I would rather have that whole area to be removed. If you know, you know. Now, the music was absolutely amazing, especially the intro song. You know, we got Akira Yamaoka returning for the series once again, and he's just nailing the music in this game as expected. The voice acting was okay in English. I put it in English because I can't speak the native language, obviously. I would have to sacrifice some of the visuals for me to read the subtitles in a game where anything can be just a subtle hint to pretty much anything. So I put it in English personally because of this very reason, but it was okay. I mean, it wasn't like the greatest thing in the world. I'm pretty sure it's different in Japanese. I also played this game on hard. So if you're playing this game for the very first time, I'm telling you right now, play on story. You'll 100% thank me later. Would I recommend this game to you? If you're a horror fan, I would say give it a spin. I would say yes. Now, if you're a fan of Silent Hill in general, it really depends because this game has no relation to the town whatsoever. I'm just going to rip that band-aid off. This game has absolutely no relation to the town at all, except for maybe one minor detail. If you know, you know. There's been a lot of discourse about that in general. I personally don't mind it because to me, Silent Hill has always been about what lies in the town itself, not just the town. Like, I would want to visit the town because of what lies in the town as well. It's not only about the town. I'm just hoping the series doesn't also ignore the town itself in future titles, so I'm glad Silent Hill 1 is getting a remake as well. But overall, I did enjoy this game. It's just not a game I would go back to consistently. It's not a game I would just visit back as I can with, you know, Silent Hill 3, which is my favorite Silent Hill game of all time. But is it a bad game? I personally don't think this is a bad game. I think this is a relatively good game, just destroyed by the combat, and that's pretty much. And it's unfortunate too, because I did enjoy every other aspect in this game. It's just this combat is the main focus of the game. And if you're not enjoying the main thing of the game, then you're probably going to have a hard time enjoying the game itself. I just can't see myself just playing this game over and over again like I do with Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Did you enjoy Silent Hill F? If you did, if you didn't, let me know in the comments and tell me why. If you guys like the content, make sure to like the video. And if you are new to the channel and do not want to miss any more horror content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And most importantly, guys, I want you guys to have an amazing day out there. Please stay safe, stay healthy, drink plenty of water, eat plenty of food. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next time. And until then, peace.